What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this interesting bit of information that Stephon Marbury, former NBA player who's now over in China, said in an interview with Brandon Scoop B. Robinson. They sat down for an interview on some topics, and they ended up speaking about Jay-Z. And he talked about how basically Jay-Z got upset with him because of a specific girl that he was dancing with in the club, and that the girl told him later that Jay was upset that she was dancing with him. Now, we don't know who this female is. We don't know if she's in the industry. We don't know really. He's not really saying who she was, but I don't think it was a random. Maybe it was a particular female that Jay-Z was interested in. Well, we know that Jay has a bit of a petty streak in him, and this is not his first foray into dealing with people either trying to get with his girl, or he's in a situation where he's trying to get with a girl who's interested in somebody else. In this situation with Stephon Marbury, people have their feelings about Stephon. Stephon has been known to be a bit out there, but I don't think that he's out here lying on Jay-Z. I just don't. I think that you have people who are talented and gifted, who again have a petty streak in them that will make them feel some type of way, or even jealous if you are with somebody that they may want to be with. I just think that this is a situation with Stephon that he's had an issue with Jay for a long time. He has not only talked about Jay being upset that he's dealing with this woman, but he also went in on Jay about how he's not really a pro black community person. He thinks it's all a facade. As a matter of fact, he said that Jay-Z is trying to be something that he is not. Okay? He said in this interview, wow, here you are trying to be something that you're not. You're not an advocate for black people. You sold drugs to melanated people, and you rapped about it and talked about it. How do you do that? Like, I'm trying to figure that part out. Like, you can't make that right. This ain't snitching. This ain't telling on nobody. You told on yourself already. You already told people what it is that you do and how you do it and how you feel about what you're doing. So how are you rapping about something that you did? I'm confused. I don't know. But people ask me, why are you always talking about Jay-Z? Why are you always saying something about LeBron? They're two of the same. They're together. They're friends. So I believe people think he has an issue with LeBron. Any criticism of LeBron is going to be seen as hate. But also, Jay-Z rapped in a song. Basically, it was a small bit of a song about how he's not Stephon, and he wouldn't get robbed at a light like Stephon did, because Stephon Marbury got robbed of $150,000 worth of jewelry. And the fact that Jay-Z rapped about it shows you how petty Jay-Z can be. But Jay-Z always names drops. But the extra level of pettiness with Jay-Z, and that just shows that the feeling might be mutual between him and Stephon. It was actually in a song called Excuse Me Miss when he rapped about that. It's extremely petty. Now, there are going to be people who are going to hear what Stephon is saying and say, oh, you're hating, you're jealous. That could be the case. But I mean, is he wrong? I mean, he does rap about his lifestyle like a lot of these rappers do. It is acceptable to rap about your criminal lifestyle in rap. It is. Even with people who've never even lived that life. You got rappers nowadays who've never lived that life. They've never been in the streets. They've never repped a group, so to speak. But when they start making music and they get fans and they become a name, they try to portray a lifestyle that they are really are not. They out here paying for protection. They are not who they say they are. They're not who they say they are. Now, I'm not a big fan of rapping about selling, stuff to your own people, so to speak. I do think that you can't, a lot of times the people that do the most damage are the people who try to help the most. That's the one thing that I figured out. The people who do the worst damage are the ones that are looking to help. So maybe in a way, Jay-Z feels like he's helping this community. But it's up to interpretation for other people. I'm not a big fan of rapping about destroying your own community. I'm just not. There's something, it's been acceptable. It's been acceptable to talk about your lifestyle of being in the streets and doing this and that. It's become very acceptable. Now, I just also want to say this too about Jay-Z and about a lot of these high-profile entertainers. A lot of times, these guys will get jealous over women, over a female. This guy's dating a female, so he may feel some type of way. I just think that this might be a situation where Stephon does need to let it go. But maybe in the back of his mind, he may think that Jay was involved in what happened with him, getting robbed. That has not been proven. I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I just think Jay-Z is just using wordplay in an unfortunate situation. This is why I don't understand why these guys walking around with jewelry and all this. It's like, come on, man. But that was in 2000, so that was way back in the day. There are things that have probably happened and we don't know about. But y'all notice in the center of a lot of these disagreements is always a woman. There's always a woman in the center of the situation with men. And even back then, I'm pretty sure that there were a lot of other women that Jay could have dealt with. Jay didn't have to, according to Stephon, getting his feelings about Stephon being with a certain woman. Now, again, we don't know who this woman is. She could have been in the entertainment industry. We don't know. At least he hasn't named any names. But it is extremely petty. But it's not anything new. Women have been known to get in the middle of men for thousands of years. Women have been in the center of it. And I think a lot of guys who are insecure about themselves will get emotional about one woman. They will get in their feelings about one woman when there's plenty of other women that they can deal with. There are plenty of other women they can deal with. But they choose to get upset because that one woman that they're with, she's dealing with somebody else. Now, Jay could have been dating that woman. That's the only reason why I could see Jay-Z getting upset, getting emotional about Stephon dancing with this woman. Maybe she came to the club with Jay. Maybe she's known to be around Jay. Maybe that was a friend who could have became a girlfriend to Jay. Maybe he felt like Stephon knew that and didn't care. I could see that being the case. But Stephon's not going to admit to it. It's all about ego. It's all about showing who I could pull. Not understanding that you thinking that you're winning and getting with this woman, that, that situation can turn upside down. And now the thing with Jay has, he's infuriated a lot of people over the years. He's made a lot of enemies, but that's going to happen when you take the trajectory that he took. I'm not saying it's right, but it happened. And a lot of these famous celebrity males, they go out and they date these Instagram models. They go out and they date women who are big followers. And I'm going back to that. You have a lot of these athletes and these rappers who are out here chasing behind these Instagram models who are chasing behind them. And these women are known to be for everybody. So when I've seen these guys get upset at another guy for dating a female who's dated all of them, who's dating in circles, it's funny to me because there are thousands, if not millions of other women that they can deal with. This ain't the only one. A lot of these women are looking more and more similar to each other because they're all going to the same doctors. They all most of them look the same. Even to this day, I'm seeing guys get into it over these Instagram models who are for everybody. You see, I wouldn't get caught up over just this Instagram model, that Instagram model, because there are women who are not on Instagram like that, who are not Instagram models, who look way better than these women. They're more natural. They're not fake. They're not plastic. They don't have mileage on them. Because trust and believe, a lot of these women that these guys fight over, even back in the day with Stephon and Jaye, have mileage on them. They have mileage on them. And I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with no guy over a female with mileage on her. I'm just not going to do it. You can have her, bro. There are plenty of other women you can deal with. You don't have to be upset, especially when you have fame, you have money, you have resources. Why are you getting into it with somebody else over who they're dating? That doesn't make any sense. But when you're known to be petty, when you're known to be somebody who use situations in your music, when you're very subtle, when you're very passive aggressive, it's gonna look like this person is bitter. Jaye could have been upset that moment and then forgotten about it or didn't care. But again, if you are a high valued man, you're not going to care about who one woman is dancing with, not sleeping with, but dancing with. You got to have an abundance mindset. You have to have a mindset of there's a lot out here. There's a lot out here. You don't have to go out of your way to get this one female unless she has qualities, unless you see her as somebody that's long term. Maybe Jaye in that moment thought that. We will never know.